Happy October 13th, 2023. We are going to be talking about how to make money in real estate. How can you get wealthy in real estate? We're going to talk about that. And it might not be exactly what you think. A lot of people think about what they call the BRRR method, the BRRR method, which is basically buying property and taking equity out and buying other properties with that equity and leverage. We're going to talk about something a little bit different than that. Giving you a little bit of an update. Marion County, Ocala, you're looking at the numbers, the last 7-day numbers, 303 properties coming on the market. We've had 34 price increases in this time period over the last 7 days. And we're seeing some changes in the marketplace a little bit. 268 price decreases, which is pretty significant. Back on the market, 56, closed 184, expired 16. And the big number that we want to look at, which we always compare to the number of properties coming on the market, 237 under contract. So what we are seeing is we are seeing a little bit of a slowing down in the marketplace, a little bit of a slowing down. A lot of it has to do with interest rates for sure. Interest rates are climbing, obviously, above the 7 mark. Let's look at how many properties are on the market right now. When we were seeing more of a stabilization in the marketplace in the early part of first quarter, second quarter of this year, we're seeing about 2,300 homes in Marion County. Right now, we're looking at 2,686 properties that are currently on the market at this time. So definitely a little bit of a change. Not drastic, but definitely more inventory coming on the market. And I think that's something that we absolutely need to pay attention to. Now, let's look at, how can we make money in this marketplace? So a lot of people are like, well, I'm not sure I want to buy. Interest rates are high. And, if you want to wait, that's okay. I think we're in this environment probably for the next 2 to 3 years for sure. It's going to look like this. There's a lot of things that are going on. Of course, inflation and lots of money in the marketplace, in the public, is keeping prices up and also keeping interest rates up. And that's, the affordability factor there for sure. So how do you make this happen? And, one of the things I see is, I think you need to put enough money down, 25% down, save enough money where you have, 25% equity instantly as you buy, right? If you can pay cash, that's great. If you can't, that's something that I did years ago, is just, do things, whatever you live in, as you look for the next place, try to buy the next place, the upsized place with financing, and obviously rent out your home that you were living in that was, maybe smaller than what you would like. And now it's big, you need something bigger. Rent out that first home, keep it, and then keep accumulating cash, saving your money and buying other properties. The big thing is probably putting 20 to 25% down is really, really key. And even if it takes you 3, 4, 5 years to get there, start making that a goal for yourself, right? Let's look at, what we're looking at now with as far as values. This is actually some national numbers I wanted to share with you. Household net worth up dramatically. Obviously, people's the home value is going up. So that means equity obviously is going up as well, because people are starting to pay down their debts. Net worth is crucial to everybody's basic net worth, right? Housing is a big part of their net worth. So you're looking at $368,000 of the 433 average net worth of the typical individual in the United States. Okay. And, look, this is when we're talking about net worth, when we're talking about people becoming rich, it's mostly around real estate, right? Like, you can own a business, you can make a lot of money in your job, whatever you're doing, but the real long-term net worth is going to be in real estate. So going back to how you do it, right? I recommend not over leveraging yourself, like we talked about at the top of the call. Make sure that you are saving as much money, putting as much money down, and look for places, and Ocala seems to be one of these places that is actually a good place to invest in. There are other places around the country that maybe they're not, super on fire, but, they're good livable places. I would look for this, in places where, if it's under 300,000, if you can find a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath for under 300,000, you're probably in that kind of area that rentals make sense. Make sure there's enough job growth and there's stability economically. Of course, people are moving to Florida. That's why Ocala is a good place. And it's one of the lesser priced metro areas. Ocala is going to be one of them. Lakeland is going to be another. Some of the areas in Central Florida that are not on the coast, that are away from, the fear of storms and that type of thing. And insurance is a little bit less expensive, and you can get a little bit better deal as far as pricing. I've never really worried about appreciation. Appreciation to me is always a bonus, but I've always looked at, making enough money. If you're going to have a mortgage on something, make sure you've got significant money from rent that's going to cover your taxes, your insurance, repairs, keeping that money, whatever overage you're making, $200, $300, $400, $500 a month, making sure you're putting that in a account and leaving it in there. Leave it in that account. So if something does happen, roof, air conditioning, some kind of repair, you've got the money there and you're not in any kind of financial issue. And just let it sit, let it ride, right? Own it. People are too much in a hurry. So if you own something for 5, 10, 15 years, obviously appreciation, especially in Florida, will take place over time. You're not worried about what the prices are doing next year or the year after, other than if you're going to buy. And pay attention to particular areas. Make sure that I prefer to have properties that are local to me, that are nearby. That way I can actually take a look at it. You could also hire and I do this with my own properties, have my own property management company, have somebody else manage the property for me, so I'm not having to go over there and collect rent and that type of thing, because I'm too nice of a guy and I might be a little bit soft-hearted. So I'll allow the property manager in our office to take care of it. And of course, not only do we do real estate, we obviously do property management and rentals. And if you have questions about that, you can connect 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796. But do your shopping around. I would look in probably the 250 to 350 range, in that price range. I would also look for properties that you can get a 5 to 6% return on cash minimum, right? Return on a monthly basis, right? Or an annual basis, but getting rental money, AKA dividends, on a monthly basis. And if you get the bonus of appreciation over time, that's going to be a nice thing. But really the big play here is if you can leverage enough where you've got enough cushion in what you put down and you're leveraging, then one of the best things is that over time, the rent basically pays down the mortgage. And then over a 10 to 15, 20 year period, then you've got some real equity and you've been making a little bit of money along the way. And that's how you get wealthy. You get 5 or 6 of these over time. That becomes better than your Social Security, better than your retirement 401k at times. So, or it could at least supplement it for sure. So, if you have questions, let me know. Glenn Stein, Realty Executives here, broker owner, been here in Ocala since 1995, and I know the area well. So if you have questions, let's connect, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take care.